Hey guys, in this video we're going to do a quick comparison between the Matterport 3D floor plans with the Matterport camera and the Ricoh Theta Z1 camera, so let's get into it. Alright, so here on the left we have, this is the Matterport camera, and then the one on the right is the Z1. So I'm going to go ahead and load them both up. First off, I want to show let's start out with the dollhouse view. So let's click back, dollhouse. But first off, you can see the media. You can see that you have more options with the Matterport camera. The Z1 doesn't have any depth sensors. The Matterport camera does, so you can actually generate a floor plan from it. So all you have to do is click buy on it. And so anyways, you do have to make it public and do a couple things before you can do that, but they generate it pretty quickly, and it's a nice add-on that we offer to our customers. And I would say probably about 25% of our customers order that when they order Matterport. So it is a nice offering to be able to offer that without doing an additional scan of the house. All right, but looking here at the dollhouse view, you can see that, in my opinion, the white balance on the Matterport is much better than the Z1. So quality-wise, I would have to give it to the Matterport camera from that perspective. Now, obviously, from speed, you know, the Z1 is about twice as fast as shooting with the Matterport. Obviously, it's not rotating. And let's go ahead and click here in the garage. So when you're in the model, you can see, let's just look at some differences here. Let me go into the garage. I try to do very similar scans so we can kind of do a good comparison. But if you look at the door, you can clearly see, actually I'm a little bit further in, but you can see, let's look at the garage door. Just get an idea of white balance color accuracy. Now on the Matterport camera, let's see what the Ricoh does when you scan up. It actually does show some additional detail in the front. Since the Matterport camera is not necessarily a 360 camera, but one that moves and takes a picture basically, you can see how you have this kind of blob area here on the top. Now I think at the bottom, since there's a tripod, it's going to be pretty close to the same when you're looking down, because, you know, obviously it wants to blur out the tripod. But most people aren't going to be staring straight up looking at the ceiling when they're looking at the model. So, but I guess that's one thing that the Z1 provides that the Matterport doesn't. All right, so let's head up the stairs and just see what differences we have. So we're both on the same stairs. I think it's the same kind of deal. White balance accuracy is probably the biggest thing that I am noticing. Let's take a look at this scan right here with the window. How about window? I mean, it's a little bit more vibrant in the Z1 camera. Whether that's good or not is up to you, but I'd probably say that the Matterport definitely looks more realistic. All right, let's go on to the second floor just to keep comparing shots. And I don't want this video to be too long, but I just want to give some good perspectives on differences. You know, if you're deciding that you want to primarily shoot with the Z1 for time purposes, or if you want to maybe spend a little bit more money on the Matterport camera. In my personal opinion, I think the Matterport camera, the result is more professional, and it also seems more professional when you show up with a more legitimate looking camera than a really small 360 camera. And I think agents know what a Matterport camera looks like if they've done Matterport in the past. So if they've done those Matterports and then you just show up with a 360 camera. But from a quality perspective, if the customer didn't know, like, okay, this is what I expect with the Matterport, if you're only looking at one or the other, would you really notice that big of a difference? I would say no. You know, there are some differences, but I think if an agent just got this and they didn't know which camera you were shooting with, would they know that you used the Z1 or the Matterport? Probably not. I mean, I could, you know, if you're a photographer or really just, you know the ins and outs of these, then you could probably tell. You can be like, yeah, the white balance is definitely not as good. So you can just look at the cabinets. You see how orange these look? These ones look, the Matterport looks significantly more accurate to what it looked like at the property. But honestly, the Z1 does a pretty good job on dynamic range. You get some good views outside. Now we also use the Theta Vs as well for different products, like the Arzillo products in the field. And there's not really, I would say there's a slight quality increase on the Z1 over the Theta V, but not to the extent of what you pay for. I think the Z1's, at least currently, like $1,000, and then the 360, or sorry, the Theta V's are, you know, around $300 or so. All right, so let's look on the balcony, the outside shot. Here, this shot right here, I would say that the Z1 actually does better on the outside 360 shots. Now, right here, we're seeing some yellowing. I would say the white balance on the Matterport outside is less accurate than the Z1. All right, so let's go back in. All right, let's look at the dollhouse view. And where should we go? Let's go into the master. We'll probably just finish off by comparing in the master real quick. So let's go here. All right. So let's see. I mean, that bed, look, it seems like they boost shadows probably too much and then add too much vibrance on the Z1. I think Matterport is designed to show what the house looks like unedited, and I feel like the Z1 definitely looks more edited. We got some more white balance issues. Clearly the Z1 doesn't do so hot when you have multiple lighting scenarios. You can see like over here where it's more daylight, and then back over here it's more tungsten, you have it super yellow. But the Matterport does a good job balancing a little bit better. You get some yellowing here, but it's definitely not as bad. Then you look back over here, it looks all right. All right, let's go into the bathroom. And the blues, you know, from that light coming in from the other room is definitely more noticeable on the Z1. Now we're just using the MC200 Matterport cameras, which is pretty much the original one. We don't use the 4K versions. Obviously, it just takes up a whole lot more space. And if you look at a comparison between the 4K camera and this one, I don't see that big of a difference to kind of justify the increase in size and what it's gonna take up space-wise on your iPad or your iPhone or whatever device you're using. Now, this is one area that the Z1 is much better at. It's a lot less, it takes up way less space when you're looking at reflections. Now, if we come over here, all right, let's go in the bathroom right here, same angle. You can see how big the Matterport camera looks in the reflection. So that's why, you know, we try to avoid Matterport reflections when possible. All right, so obviously you have a few more options here. Like I said, the floor plan. They have this Matter Pack as well, which gives you some additional options, but for just selling real estate property, this isn't really things that we would need. Obviously, you don't have that option over here on the Z1, but you know, depending on what field you work in, that could be helpful. So anyways, that's going to do it for this quick comparison between the Matterport 360 floor plan with the Matterport camera versus the Z1. If you guys had any additional questions on either one of these cameras or models, feel free to reach out, and we'll see you guys on the next one.